Well, without any doubt whatsoever, we've made an absolutely tremendous start, having seen many, many seabirds, including our two target birds, New Zealand Storm-petrel and Pycroft petrel. We've seen everything from the size of albatrosses, 10 or 11 feet across, down to the smallest seabirds in the world, the storm-petrels. But of particular interest are the birds that I'm holding here. These are diving petrels, after storm petrels, the smallest of all of the seabirds of the world, and only 4 of them in the whole world. And this is the most widespread of our diving petrel species. It's the common diving petrel, and as its name implies, this bird is a diver. In fact, if you look at seabirds as a whole, these are the most aquatic of all of the world's petrels. As I mentioned, 4 species, and to be able to live in water, these are the most aquatic of all birds, apart from the penguins, and they have very, very special adaptations. One is the shape of the body. It's spherical. It's like a teardrop. It cuts down drag as these birds dive underwater. Look at the wings, very short, almost like a penguin's flipper. In fact, penguins evolved from protopetrels very much like this some 47 million years ago. So short wings that are good for flying in the air and also as paddles as they fly underwater. They have the densest plumage of any of the world's petrels. This keeps them warm in a very, very cold environment. Some of the other adaptations would have to be the bill. Whereas most petrels have a division in the septal division up on the top of the bill, 2 nasals or 2 tubes joined in a bill. These birds are very, very different. If you look carefully, instead of having paired nostrils placed on the top of the bill, these birds have nostrils that open upwards and point directly to the sky, exactly like the blowhole of a whale. And if you look on the underside, you'll see that they have almost a Gothic arch, and this is important. These birds are nearshore feeders. They do not normally stray much more than 50, exceptionally 100 miles from land. They are nearshore feeders. They are neoritic. And because of that, they don't have to digest food. They can store it, and they do it in a little concertina pouch under the bill. And if I pull this out, you can see it goes backwards and forwards, like the pleats that you might find under a whale's jawbones, and they store the food in there and then fly back and regurgitate to their chicks. So very unusual, 4 species, and one of the most aquatic of all birds in the world. Only penguins are more aquatic. This makes them one of the most interesting of all seabirds to actually study, the diving petrel, common diving petrel.